people, and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawsbert, and as always, I'm super excited to be here with you on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's a little cooler. Like, we had some rain come through early this morning. I guess we needed it because it had been so hot. It was so hot. One day this week I looked and it said 100 on the dashboard. It was just so hot. So I'm just glad for the rain. It's kind of cooling things off on a Sunday morning. I feel like God is just whispering, just kind of doing some things. But we're glad to be here with you this afternoon. First of all, I want to welcome all of my returning people. Yes, and welcome the new people. Let me tell you what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about empowering women, and we've been doing it through public speaking, mentoring, community service, and then the arts. We've been doing this podcasting thing before it was a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna toot my own horn. We've been doing this for like a little over 9 years. Yay! And we're still going. So today is no different. Today I'm a little excited, and I should just calm down, but I can't, because today's topic is we are what we eat. And I have this beautiful person, inside and out, Chef Leigh Marshall.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi.
I'm super excited.
You're beautiful. You are what you eat. You're eating good.
Definitely.
That skin is popping. Man.
Thank you. I mean, your skin is glowing.
I had to work on it.
Saying.
Thank you. I had to work on it. We're going to talk about so many things. So, Leah, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Oh, a homie. Yes.
But I have been in the South for quite some time. Yes. So a lot of people have a hard time telling where I'm from. I definitely have Southern mentalities, but I'm quick on my feet like a New Yorker.
I feel an NYC vibe, though. I feel an up north vibe.
No.
Yeah, I feel that. You never lose that, though.
Never.
You never lose that. Because I've been here in Atlanta, ready? Clutch your pearls. I've been here since 89.
Really?
Been here a long time.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But I go home, as we say, and re-up.
Yes.
So I can always still feel connected.
Correct.
To my roots and things of that nature. So what brought you down to Atlanta? Or to the South region?
So from the South, I'm a military brat.
Okay, so you've been everywhere?
Not so much.
Okay.
As a child, as an adult, I'm a travel fanatic.
Good for you.
But I came to Georgia because I got a partial scholarship for Oglethorpe University.
Nice.
And the company that I was working with was willing to transfer me at the same time.
Nice.
So I wanted to come give it a try, and I fell in love. Which I've been here for the most part ever since, until last year. I part-time moved to Colombia, South America, in Medellin.
Nice. So you're an expat.
I am.
Wow, we could talk about that too. I have to bring you back on the show for that, because that's exciting, because I think people are leaning towards that way. So what made you want to be an expat, if I could just ask real quickly?
Yeah, definitely. So it was a couple of different things. I guess the push over the edge was a relationship gone bad. But in the midst of that relationship going bad, obviously seeking God, which I do first and foremost through everything, God told me very specifically what I was supposed to look up in order to make sure that it was what's going to match my lifestyle.
Nice.
And I went to go visit, fell in love, and that became home.
Really?
Yes.
So we're honored that you're even here, because you're back and forth, and you got a busy schedule. We'll talk about that. So let's talk about, being from New York, this Southern roots kind of exposure. Were you always attracted to food? Did you have a good relationship with food, or how did that happen for you?
So first of all, I love the fact that you even asked about the relationship with food, because so many people have no clue what their relationship with food is. I do. We're showing parts of it now.
I need to not be so in love with it, but we'll talk about it.
That's okay. So it was kind of a twofold thing.
Okay.
So although I've been around healthy eating somewhat, because I have my birth mother was a former Olympic trialist.
Wow.
So watching her be able to eat around me was just a norm, but I didn't really pick up on it until I started running into my own health challenges as a teenager. And because of that health challenge, which we can talk more about, it made me just look at food differently and how it could or could not affect me,
Yeah.
and then it became a thing for me.
Really? If you don't mind, share with us, it could be on a very high level, some of the challenges that you experienced as a teenager with your health.
Definitely. So, because I know this is a Black and brown community,
Yes.
more than anything, right? One of the things that we unfortunately do is we are very quick to dismiss things that seem unnormal or we don't understand.
Okay.
So as a child, I would stare off into space, or I would not always pay attention, but no one ever paid much attention to it.
Okay.
It was just, oh, she's
daydreaming.
there you go. Around 13 years old, my grandmother, who physically raised me, passed away. So it was a very traumatic time in my life. And I guess that's what triggered the onset of physical seizures. So prior to then, I was having petite mal seizures, which are staring off into space, which most people don't usually notice them. And then because of such a traumatic time in my life, it onset the grand mal seizures, which are a lot more violent and very visual.
Yes, yes.
So moving a little bit forward from there, because of a few of the seizures that I had, they landed me into the hospital because my entire left side of my body got completely paralyzed.
Wow. And this is the left side. I'm touching the left side now, which is moving and waving and twinkling. Okay.
Very much so.
Thank you, God. All right.
And I was sitting in the hospital, Stony Brook Hospital, of all hospitals.
Yes.
You know. Listening to doctors talking about other patients around me, because I was in a neurology ward who also had seizures at the same time. And them talking about diets or changing eating habits. And at 12 years old, I have no clue what that means. But I was smart enough to know that it meant go home, eat something totally different, and then maybe something will change. And I didn't have to be placed in a different society or be treated differently or maneuvered differently because of it. So I decided on my own that I was no longer going to eat meat. I decided that I was going to limit my dairy intake and focus on all of the fruits, vegetables, roots, herbs. I couldn't get rid of seafood. Seafood is a love for me. So, that didn't really go anywhere, but I don't partake in it every single day. But that was one of the things that slowed my seizures down.
Wow.
And it just made me start paying attention for the rest of my life, how I operated.
You look amazing. Shouts out to the fact that you had the will at 12. Because some of us as grown adults, no matter what the doctors continue to tell us, we go, bah.
Very much so.
Right, they don't know what they're talking about. They're gonna be all right.
Right.
Or if I just do it this one time or whatever. So the fact that you're 12 and it's resonating with you to say, nope, I'm not. I'm gonna do something different.
Right.
And and you stuck with it. Man, that's amazing.
But let me tell you this: the one thing is, although it could be viewed as that me having willpower.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you really think about it, there's always this one turn in life that always shifts something.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
At 12 years old, no one wants to ride a little short yellow bus.
Nope.
Okay?
No.
At 12 years old, no one wants to walk with a walking stick.
Right.
No one wants to be told they can't participate in gym when they love physical activity or get picked on because you are treated differently because you're a neurodivergent.
Yeah.
So because of that, that was I need something different. I don't want to be this way.
Right. Wow.
So, and it's just like for others. Maybe it's a death in the family. Maybe it's a diagnosis that they didn't imagine whatever happened to them, and that's that one thing that changes for them. So for me, at that time, that was my aha moment.
So were your teenage years difficult in any sense?
100%.
It was difficult for you, huh?
Definitely.
Just to stay on that trajectory and just try to normalize this new health condition that you have and doing things your way, probably in a community that was like not really aware of options, right? Right?
Not at all.
And that's putting it nicely because we don't know, right? And we typically, whatever the doctors say, we do or we don't do. Those are the two choices. We didn't think of alternatives, right, at that time, right?
Right.
Wow. So now you're picking this lifestyle, right, where it's like my health, like you're owning your health.
Yes.
At a teenager. How were you feeling some days? Did you have pains? Did you have some of these occurrences? Did you feel that they were decreasing? Like, how was it going for you?
So with seizures, especially when I had grandmas, normally I'm out for like 24 to 48 hours. Like my body has gone through so much that it's just in rest mode at that point.
Okay.
And then some of the seizures would set me back. And like I said, I was partly paralyzed. I had points in time where I had like a slew foot, walking on a cane, things of that nature. Can't ever say I was ever in physical pain due to the seizures, but maybe because I've hit something when having the seizure or falling or something of that nature. But the biggest challenge more than anything, honestly, was just being treated differently. Especially because neurology is a baby in the medical field.
Really?
And although you really wouldn't think about it, it really is. It's literally is. And so a lot of people don't know a whole lot of things about the nervous system, the spinal cord, the mind, and we're still forever learning, which even if you think about it, neurodiversity is a very new thing to the point it's not even a diagnosis. It's a classified group of people who have like autism, epilepsy, ADHD, things of that nature. So it's a group of people, and that even is even more new.
My mouth is open.
At 12, 13 years old, you wouldn't even believe the things that I would used to get told until I got older, and then I was told, oh, those are not even possible or true.
Right.
So,
and this was happening, we were still in New York when this was happening?
I was in New York for some of the time, and some of the time I was here in Georgia. So I also was a ward of the state for about 7 years of my life. I was in foster care.
Really?
I was. But you know what? I don't look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as it taught me to learn how to navigate life differently in no matter what circumstance I was in, and make something better out of it. Because of that, I learned how to operate with people differently. I learned how to pay attention. I learned to pay attention to detail. You know, like, I don't know. Foster care has its sucky parts.
Yes.
But it didn't suck for me because I learned how to make the best out of it.
Good for you. Because you see my reaction, because unfortunately, more oftentimes than not, we hear experiences in the foster care system that are not good, right? And I'm glad that you were able to not experience that.
I won't say I haven't experienced the bad.
You navigated through it.
I just navigated through it. I think that's one of the biggest things, especially in our community, is that we take all this woe is me, whether it was direct or from our ancestors or from people in our family, and we don't learn how to navigate it for ourselves and make something come out of it positive. But I'm a PK grandkid, and my grandmother taught me very, very well to seek God in everything that I do, even in the worst of times. And because of that, I learned to look at everything that I went through as a learning lesson, and how do I make something different. Because of those situations, I was a better mom for it. Because of those situations, I knew how to navigate taking on my sister as a caregiver to her. Because of that, I learned how to navigate work and friendships. So I went through bad stuff for sure. But I just looked at it as, in this season, God wanted me to understand or see something that's going to help me at another point in my life. So let me cry about it real quick. Let me soak about it, maybe vent about it. But now just look for what it is that God wants me to see out of it.
Look at that. The resilience is amazing. Shouts out to Grandma.
Definitely. Maybe Lee Simmons is everything.
Yeah, let's shout out Grandma, because Grandma saw something in you. Maybe she was just being a grandma. She was. Just loving on you and just giving you the tools that you needed. That still stays with you today, because you're a beautiful person. Like, we cannot see, there's nothing on you that shows what you've been through. Let me just say that. To God be the glory for that, right? So now you're here in the South, you're doing things. So what happens with this food thing? How does this start to birth now?
So I was working for a corporate 100 company, and that company decided to maneuver some things, which landed me in Charlotte, North Carolina. So never have visited the state a day in my life, not even for a layover. Knew no one whatsoever.
Yeah.
It forced my hand for me to focus on myself.
Okay.
So I was placed in a situation where my job was outside sales. So I was all over the state of North Carolina, a little of South Carolina, and a little of Virginia. And I would see all these things that were just breathtaking in nature. And it just made me really think about, okay, what do you like? You don't have anyone to talk to, anything to do with anyone.
Right.
So you got to focus on who you are and what do you love.
Okay.
And because of that, it made me really realize that I love helping people find their own version of healthy. I love nature. I love traveling. I love food. And I decided after going to a seminar with Damon Dash that I was going to dump everything that day that I had financially into starting a blog. So I purchased a domain and I started blogging away about food and health and being a mom. And I started gaining clients, and those clients didn't like cooking, but I did.
Ding, 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 ding.
So I started doing meal prep for clients.
Yes.
And 9 months later, I moved back to Atlanta. I started going to the gym, and I found an amazing trainer. That trainer moved into another facility, and that owner needed a cafe because he had just opened at the top of COVID.
Ding, 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 ding.
And although I bucked for a while, I gave in and I opened my very first cafe at the very top of COVID.
I would. Ding, 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 ding. I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, like as COVID was all on the news.
Yes,
we were just hearing about Kobe and all of
Yeah.
that. I was weeks away from opening my very first cafe.
Wow.
And that was one of the best years ever. Like, I found me and I realized that I could help people really figure out what I figured out on my own. And I loved it. And so I started the cafe and working with clients, and it just it went from there.
It went from there. She's glowing. She can't even turn down the glow. The thing is, we don't know, and you and I, we talked about this a little bit on the phone. We don't know what to eat. We come from my family's West Indian, Caribbean, Jamaican. So I come from the rice and peas, some plantain, some curry this, some oxtail that, in conjunction with being American, right? So I had the PB&J, the Mr. Softy, when he came by, got the ice cream.
That's only a New York thing.
Only a New York thing. The Wise potato chips, and things of that nature. And so I'm a conglomerate of different things. And so coming up in a culture or a community where if you don't eat, it's insulting.
Very much so.
Right? Immediately, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Why you not eating? Like those kind of things. And so you feel like food is a part of your daily thing, right? And when you try to step out and do things different, you may not know what to do.
Yes.
You may not know how to remain consistent.
Correct.
You may not know how to find a community that thinks like you from a food perspective.
Right.
And then the other thing too, just as a woman, now I'm learning the evolution of being a woman, your body changes.
Correct.
So there's so many different things, and the type of food that I ate back then was not filled with man-made interference, steroids or things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it tasted good. The meat cut better.
Right.
Milk was homogenized.
Right.
It was a different thing versus today.
So let me put a pin in there.
Put a pin.
Did y'all hear the fact that she said that everything is not the same? This is for all of y'all who said, my grandma, my great-grandma, she ate everything. And she was healthy as a horse, lived to be a 90 and 100 plus. The food is not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same. The eggs are really big. There's watermelons with no black seeds in it. It's just different things. Things have a different taste, a texture, a feel.
Yes.
They break down differently. They cook differently.
Yes.
It's not the same. So we cannot continue to eat the same exact things that they ate in today's day and time. Not unless you're growing it yourself. Let me put that in.
Correct.
If you're growing it yourself, you have a huge better chance.
Yes.
Right? Of eating and feeling differently. So did you get pushback from clients about they putting their hands on the hips like about my mama, my grandmama, and this and that, and why can't I? Did you get that?
So I don't get it from my clients, but there's a very specific reason from that. But from the everyday encounter, when people just ask random questions or just want to understand, 100%.
Yes.
But the reason I don't get it from my clients is I'm very intentional about picking my clients.
Good for you.
If you don't know your why, if you don't have a sustainable reason to push forward, first of all, you're mentally not going to be able to stick to anything. And then everything that I pour into you will be a waste.
Yes.
And then all the money that you may give me or time or effort you may give me is a waste for you. I'm not in this business to take money. It literally took me years to take money from people.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're so passionate about it.
Literally.
Wow.
And to this day, I still give out a lot of free information. And sometimes I have to remember you're a full-time entrepreneur. And you have to get paid. But at the same time, I also understand that this is the calling that I have on my life. So God will help provide for me in other ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just really, really intentional about the clients that I work with. So I don't get it too much from my clients. But from the average everyday person, yes, I 100% receive that all the time.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it, because we often heard when you're younger, your metabolism is different. You break down foods differently, possibly quickly. Or quicker. You can eat fast food things, blah, blah, blah. Right? Again, right? You can even drink, turn up, you're in your 20s, 30s. And then as you get older, you change. Do you think the narrative for that is still the same? Or no?
So you can speed up and slow down your metabolism on your own.
Regardless of age?
Correct. I just want people to think about it for a moment. So even if you look at it from a movie standpoint, you have all these actors and actresses, right, that are able to quickly gain or lose weight regardless of their age, right? That's because you have trained professionals who are giving them the right amount of food intake or deficiency in order to achieve those goals. They're no different than us. They have a little bit more coins than us.
They do. And help.
That's it.
Right.
So it's about knowing the proper information or having someone who's going to guide you in order to get to where you're going. But any person at any age can slow down or speed up their metabolism within reason, especially because if there's any medical things in between that makes a difference. But if there's no medical issues in between, anyone can slow down or speed up their metabolism.
What are some of the common things, Chef, that a person could do? I'm talking for the females. Men, I'm going to get to you in a minute. That they could use or eat or do to speed up their metabolism.
It's about a rhythm. So one of the things that I teach with my framework is a rhythm with food. And that rhythm is that there's a specific amount of times that you should be eating throughout the day. Now, this is where I get probably the biggest pushback. There's no way I'm eating 5 to 6 meals a day. You're crazy. It's possible.
It's possible. I'm up to like 4. I'm learning. I've brought that resilience down because it's the type of foods that you eat. But you have the floor. Go on.
There you go.
Go on, Chef. Tell the people.
It's the type of food that you're eating and the amount of food that you're eating that allows you to keep up with that rhythm. The more often that you're eating, the more often your metabolism is speeding up. Look at it from a water standpoint. The more often you're drinking water, the more frequently you use the restroom.
That is correct.
It's the same exact concept.
Same thing.
Correct.
Does it matter, Chef, that we grew up, some of us, I'm aging myself, but it used to be, shouts out to NPR and PBS. They're no more. They pulled them. But I grew up on stuff like that where they said breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Is that still the case, Chef? Or depends on what you eat?
It depends on what you eat.
All right, help the people now. Help the people.
I think what they didn't do a really good job of explaining about why breakfast is the most important meal of the day is that you have to start your day with fuel. And your fuel can look like different things depending on who you are and what your goals are.
Right.
So your fuel can be having tea. Your fuel could be a smoothie, a cold pressed juice, a full breakfast, nuts, berries, oatmeal, whatever. It's about fueling consistency.
Okay.
It's food is the most important parts of your day.
Okay.
But you do need to fuel yourself. But there are guidelines or stipulations around age with that. So as you get into your 50s and older, especially for our ladies, fasting becomes a little bit more important. But not meaning you don't take in anything but water. It's just you scale back on the amount of food that you're feeding yourself in the morning. Because if you aren't already in a space of having a faster metabolism or training your body to have a faster metabolism, then you're going to hold on to more food. So there is some intermittent fasting that may take more of a place then, but fueling yourself all the time is important. One example I like to really give people in order for them to understand is insulin, right? Which is a really big thing across America and especially within our community.
Yeah.
If you're sleeping for 4, 6, 8, 12 hours, okay? Everyone's different. You're here. You have nothing. You're as flat as this table right here, right? You wake up and you're still flat as this table. You've gone like 2-3 hours, and then all of a sudden, let's say because I think intermittent fasting is good for me, I'm gonna eat at 12.
Okay.
Now your insulin's gonna go from this table floor to the roof.
Ooh.
And then, my day is so busy and I'm going slowly down and, I got to make this errand and, I got to do this project or I got to take care of this kid. And it's like 5-6 o'clock at night and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten anything. So I'm going to put something else in my mouth and you're going to spike way back up here again, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing that to yourself all day long, you're messing with your insulin.
Ooh.
That's also how you get brain fog. Lack of energy, lack of focus, is because you're allowing your insulin to do this huge roller coaster spike. But if you're eating every couple of hours with a rhythm, which is every 2.5 to 3 hours, your insulin's doing this instead, like a steady heartbeat. Yeah. Which is healthy.
I'm at 3. I'm at every 3 hours.
Okay.
I'm hungry. I want something to eat.
That's good.
But it is a discipline, Chef, because let's keep it a buck.
Yep.
Let's keep it 1,000. Our parents might have been 8 to 5, 9 to 5ers. That was it. They didn't bring a laptop home. When they came home, they was home. They plugged in. They cooked the meals. They made you do your homework, take a shower, go to bed, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
This generation of parenting, and listen, they're going to give me an award for it. I've pulled over at Quick Trip to do meetings, like with kid in car seat and headphones and headsets and turning down the radio and doing all kinds of stuff and telling my cell phone carrier I need a hotspot. Right? Because I gotta be somewhere where the internet always is, and I'm typing, I'm texting, I'm doing stuff, and and I have a brand, I'm on social media. It's time to post it. So I have to figure out, like, meal prepping is important for me, and that doesn't mean I go to HelloFresh. No knock to them. We would love for you to be a sponsor, but I have to make sure that meals are cooked and prepared or readily accessible for me to eat. I have to bring a lunch every single day, and I'm a grown woman, and I bring lunch every single day with breakfast so that at least I can have it within my hand's reach. Because if you leave it to me to figure out what I'm going to eat or go and get it, I might not get it. Right. To support your commentary about how busy and how far we are. So it's a matter of it starts really on the weekend for real talk. Like it really starts Saturday and or Sunday. Right. That you prepare or think about what you want to eat for the week. And it's a sacrifice, but you got to cook the food.
Well, I mean, that depends on the person. True. So someone like me and even my pastor, we don't eat the same things every single day, all day.
Okay,
it
right.
Like that. And leftovers are not an option for him. For me, I can.
Okay.
Right?
I'm a leftover girl.
So again, it's still, like you said, it starts with preparation.
Yes. Right? And that's the hardest part, right, Chef?
It can be, but you have to think about it like this. You go into work and you have a game plan.
Sometimes, most of us, yes. Talk about it, though.
Okay. You walk into a doctor's office knowing, okay, I have to ask these questions because this is hurting and I need to understand why.
True.
You walk into a car lot knowing that I have this money, I have this credit, I need this type of car, really.
True.
But you have a game plan.
True.
So it's about doing a game plan. I just recently went through something very traumatic in my life, and I yesterday had to remind myself again, like, God gives me no more than I can bear.
Yeah.
And although I'm still navigating that, but I had to yesterday sit down and make a game plan for August in order for me to get back on track, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had to create a game plan.
Yes.
I had to figure out what my focus word is. I had to figure out what my armor of God that I'm going to put on.
Yeah.
I had to figure out what scriptures I'm going to pay attention to. And along with that came along what foods I'm going to eat at the same time in order to get me back to focus.
Come on, Chef. Come on.
So you have to take a moment and say, okay, I'm not the meal prep person. I'm not going to sit down and cook all day long.
That's true.
No biggie.
Yeah.
Every morning I get up, I do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in an hour because I've already prepared myself to pick out the grocery store exactly what I want.
Yeah.
If you don't have time or that's not your thing, Dill, okay, take the time to figure out what around you are healthy spots for you to go and eat, or frequent, because maybe you have business meetings on the regular, or you are someone who drives around and has to frequently stop. Know where you're going to go and pick up your next snack or your next lunch or whatever. But it's about preparing or pre-planning, which is what I teach my clients. And if they don't have the time, then that's what I do for them. I will scout out all your places you can go and eat from, tell you what things you can eat on that menu, and that's one thing less on your plate.
Now, Chef, do we need to come out the gate doing this 5 to 7 days a week, or can we get away with this maybe 3 to 4 days a week? Like, help us be better prepared in this, because Rome wasn't built in a day. No. Some of us have the, like as you said earlier in your commentary, in your comments, when life hits you, or you're just like, kind of like, that's it, enough is enough, you're going to make those immediate changes. But for some of us that are a little bit more of a slower pace, can we do 3 to 4 days a week with the prep?
You can do whatever works for you.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Your health is your version.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
Yes.
Your doesn't look like ours.
Yes.
It doesn't look like the person on social media or in a magazine or a book. It's about what's going to best suit you.
Yes.
So if it means that I'm going to take, for the month of August, one day out of the week that I have free, and I'm going to navigate prepping for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks all day long, and this is the only day that I can do this for the entire month of August. Now I know what it looks like. So when it comes to September, maybe I can do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Nice.
Or maybe I could do this for a whole week. Whatever. It's about figuring out what's going to work for you so you can be consistent about it.
Life be happening, Chef, because I wasn't always this juicy. I was, as a pleasingly plump girl, the rice and peas, the curried gourd, the oxtails, and all them things, peanut butter jelly. But I was very active, right? So being a girl from the Bronx, we outside, we play tag, we run around.
Facts.
So I always moved. And then as I got older, I had gym memberships. I did go to gym, not to be checking folks out. I went in the morning with the people that had work, like get in, work, get on the equipment, shower, go to work, that type of thing. But life has been happening in the sense of, let's keep it a buck, relationships that don't work out, friendships that don't work out. I'm in the sandwich years where my mom, I take care of my mom. She's in really great health. Thank you, Lord. But I support her. Right. She's in her 80s. Then you have a son or children, they're starting college, or they're becoming young adults. That's happening. There wasn't a lot of time to really invest in me like I used to. At least I felt. I really came face to face. Here's a word. Grieving. I really had to own that. I thought grieving was, a form of grieving was when someone physically transitioned from this earth and their spirit went on to another place, and you said goodbyes and they lowered them in the ground and you miss them. Right. But I've learned to grieve people that are still walking around on this earth, breathing.
Very much so.
You know what I'm talking about? Like grieving dynamics of friendships and relationships that are no more.
Right.
and sitting with that, right? And not knowing to do with that. And so now here comes my relationship with food, baby.
Right.
Them chocolates was all right. Yeah, a piece of chocolate made me feel better. Whether it came in a Twix form or a Kit Kat.
Yep.
Then, because I'm an adult, like, come on, Michelle, stop eating that ghetto type candy. Me and Little Debbie's, we go back. It's like, no. Then now you're over there at Dunkin' Donuts. Or you think you can boss up at Baskin Robbins,
right?
Because you got a W-2 now. You pay taxes now. You like none of this 25-cent Little Debbie snack cakes in the gas station. Like, you know what I mean?
I do.
Yes.
I really do.
Yeah, you coddle with it. You take it to bed. It sits on the nightstand, maybe, or you sit on the couch and you're like Christmas in July with the Hallmark. You watching the rom-coms.
Let me give you a real moment. Ask me what I ate for breakfast this morning.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
A Calypso cookie from Publix.
Is that right?
Because I was having a moment.
You was having a moment. But that's okay when you have moments, but we can't stay there.
Correct.
And so 2 years later, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I don't really like what I see, but I have to do, I'm doing something about it. I'm actively doing something about it. So I do work out. I have a trainer because my body is different. Right. My body is different. And I have to extend grace because I did not get here overnight. And so it's not going to change overnight.
Correct.
But the magical word for me is consistency.
Yes.
And grace and asking the questions. And also, if I don't have the best of days eating wise, that I can do it again right the next day.
Correct.
Like, don't stay in the place.
Stop right there.
Yes, I'll stop.
That is the biggest thing, is so many people like, oh, I messed up.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start over next week. Or I'll start over next month because it's all fresh. You can't do that.
No.
You owned it. You knew that you messed up for yourself, not by anyone else's standards. And you decided that I'm going to live in what I got going on right now. And then I'm going to start over tomorrow.
Yes, I'm excited.
It's literally about understanding where you are, owning where you are, because life does happen, and starting over immediately again. If that start over is, okay, in the next hour, if that start over is the next day or the next week, that's up to you. But it's like understanding it and then staying consistent in that. Like, that's the biggest thing.
Is meat... you no longer eat meat, but you love fish, seafood. Yes. Is meat really a bad thing for us or not really? Is it just moderation?
There's nothing wrong with meat. There are certain blood types that specifically need meat. Yeah. I don't teach anyone to exclude anything.
Good. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
That's nice.
It's my choice. No one in my family eats the way that I do, including my
but
children.
They probably don't look as good as you either. I said it.
I will.
They don't look like you either.
I don't know. I won't say that. But
I can say it. I don't know them. Hi,
family. Even spouses. Most of my spouses never ate like I did either. It was a choice for myself, right? But I don't stop anyone from eating anything because it's like a child. You tell the child that they can't have a toy, they're going to scream, fuss, fight, and find a way to get to it. So you find a way to give it or take it away in moderation. Or you give them a substitute for whatever it is that they want that you don't want them to have. And it's the exact same thing.
Yes.
If I have a client who is obsessed with pizza, we incorporate a pizza day or a pizza night in their meal plan.
Nice. That's good.
If I have a client last year who was obsessed with crab boils. Go ahead and put that in your meal plan. Yeah. It's about not taking away things, but either minimizing it, finding a new way to either implement it into your everyday diet, or finding a substitute for it. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Again, it's about finding your own way to navigate this.
Yeah, the thing is, what I am proud to say, I'm not on any form of medication, right? However, I feel like the walls of that is starting to close in because of my choices, maybe not moving as much as I used to, the things that I'm eating, the body is changing, the metabolism is changing, all of those things. And so my goal as well as much as it is, the Most High, right?
Right.
That's it. And then financial wealth, that's another thing.
Yes.
But my health is important too. So those are my top 3.
Right.
For real talk. And so I really want to change. It's a lifestyle change.
It is literally
It's a lifestyle change. Like, you have to be committed to it, not for anyone else, but for yourself.
Right.
Realistically. And so now it's just a matter of eating the right things so that me and medication are never in the bed together.
Right. But I think we overcomplicate that. That's a big thing. So I was having a conversation with some of the people on your team when I came in. And he was basically explaining to me that food doesn't taste the same if you don't...
Put hot sauce on it?
We ain't getting that far in the conversation.
I can't put hot sauce on it.
I just spilled that news.
Yeah, hot sauce.
But if I cook it without all this seasoning, it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
But that's where our mindset is that if it doesn't taste the same if I don't cook it the same. But it's just about finding new ways to cook things in order for it to be sustainable. So you can still eat the rice and peas and the curry goats and all of those things, but it's about picking it where sourcing it from the right location.
Yes.
Not taking as much as you probably were taught to, because you know we were taught, don't get up from that seat unless
the plate was full.
Lick it clean type of thing.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So if you're not eating the overeating, if you're cooking it differently, if you're not putting all the things that we were taught to put in, like the Lowry seasoning, then it will be okay for you to eat, and you'll still notice the things in your body shifting. You'll notice that your body is reacting the way it's supposed to, which is you're supposed to have, if I may, have a bowel movement every time you put something in your mouth.
You're supposed to, and there are people walking around that do not. And when we say you full of ish, they really are, because they are not moving their bowels like they're supposed to. And that is a sure entry way for colon cancer, I'm thinking, because food is not supposed to sit in your colon. It's amazing that a colon is typically 6 feet long.
Correct.
Inside of us. Like, you look at us, you don't think anything could be 6 feet long inside of us, and in that your colon, the food is sitting, so meats are things, and so it's imperative that you go
very much
or have a colonic, maybe to help. Would a colonic help in that regard?
It'll help, but then if you're gonna turn around and do the exact same thing, what's the point?
Then what's the point? So you really got to change. So is it, here's one thing, Chef, is fruits and vegetables the way to activate more frequent bowel movements as well as water?
Fruits, vegetable, water.
Okay.
And then probiotics. So you can take them in its whole food forms, without taking pills. So you can do kombucha, kimchi.
Wow.
I am not a huge...
She's talking farmer's market talk there. What?
I drink kombucha at bare minimum once a week, and my body will tell me
in the liquid
glass?
Yeah. I see that at the supermarket all the time.
Every day. My body will tell me, hey, excuse me, you had too many Calypso cookies, can you please clean me out?
Good talk.
Yes. I'm not a fan of dairy for a lot of reasons, but Activia as a probiotic yogurt.
Yes, I've seen that.
There's a lot of different things that you can do in order to activate your gut, but I also take in ginger every single day as well.
That is the key too. I like ginger.
So just for those who are have chronic illnesses, right? Majority of illnesses start from the gut. The amount of mucus that's in your system and the way that you treat your gut create majority of illnesses. So if you're not taking care of your gut, you're gonna be sick.
Period.
Hands down. For those who don't, just focus on your gut.
Focus on your gut.
Thank you. But the way that you eat will definitely make sure that you're moving. So fruits, vegetables, water, probiotics, those are the things that are going to keep your body continuously actively moving on the inside the way that it's supposed to.
Nice.
That's just the way that life works.
Do we have to eat? I'm coming in right after this. Do we have to eat differently once we hit this perimenopause, menopause? We do. She's shaking her head. You can't see it. She's shaking her head. We do. What say you, Chef? How do we eat differently once we start those phases of life?
So really for every woman, that really does vary because every woman goes through different stages of peri and menopause, including their symptoms. So it's just more about understanding your symptoms and what you're going through to understand where you need to put in things. So some people need to add more ginger. Some people actually need to add fresh, real turmeric.
Yes.
From the inflammation that they're going through.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, and you can't find, side note, you can't find turmeric in the stores anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely a farmer's market thing.
It's a farmer's market thing. I used to be able to put my hands on ginger and turmeric.
Yeah, it's super hard.
It's hard now. And then when you find it, it's like $10 a pound.
It's a lot.
Side note, but you gotta have it. I did feel pretty good having that every day.
It does.
And I juiced it. I put it in my smooth. I digress. I give the chef back the floor. Go on.
So for those who don't like the orangey stain everywhere.
Yeah.
Or can't find ginger.
Yeah.
Turmeric, right? I actually drink a combination tea every single morning. It's just a thing. It doesn't matter if it's summer or not.
Okay.
I have ginger, turmeric, clove tea every single morning.
Wow.
That's what gets my body going. It gets me clear. That's usually my breakfast.
Okay.
Because normally I sit in the morning in time with God, so I don't really want my body focused on digesting.
Yeah.
I want it focused on the word.
Right.
But that's a me thing.
That's a you thing.
Right? But having ginger, turmeric, sometimes having it just totally went out of my brain. It's a root and it's gonna come back. Argan oil or argan in your diet. Like certain things really just help certain portions of what you're going through.
And that argan oil was good for my skin. I didn't know I needed to consume it.
Yep.
Like find some way to consume it.
Gummies are probably the easiest, but you also have to be really careful with gummies because they're made from pork, and people don't know that the gelatin is made from pork.
I got you.
So you have to just be a little mindful of that. But that's probably the easiest way to intake it and it not have like a funky taste. But if you're like, I don't care about the taste, I'm just looking for the health benefit of it, then you have droppers that you can take it and just put it under your tongue, let it sit, and then swallow.
Good. Okay. I'm talking about the men now. Because they do things different, right? They like a nice wing, lemon pepper dry rub, a nice IPA. Some women like it too, but the men like, let me give you some wings, an IPA.
Definitely.
You know what I'm talking about?
I was around a whole bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah, like that brown liquor, a good scotch, bourbon, or whiskey.
I'm not a man if I don't got Crown and Hennessy.
You know what I'm talking about? Right. An old-fashioned mule, Moscow mule, and those kind of things.
Or that Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. So, and then we chase it with a nice cigar.
Yes.
Cigar smoking's a thing now for some of our mature men, but what should they be doing to make sure that their quality of life is healthier? Do they too? Because I see the gut, it's not a lot, and some men are working out, they're in the gym looking good.
Right.
But some do have that hard looking stomach.
Yeah, and it's hard.
That's hard, like harder than me having the baby. Like that's a hard thing, and it just sits. And I don't know. So is that just basically not what they're eating? Not enough water, not exercise.
100% of what they're putting in their body.
It's what they're putting in, and it's not coming out. Lack of bowel movement, is that too? Would it be sitting up that high?
It's a part of it is that, but really it's just the foods and the drinks that they're putting in their body.
Okay.
Men process food differently than us, as well as men hold their fat in their midsection
Yes.
more than women do. Women usually hold it at the lower part of their body. Men hold it in their midsection.
Yes.
So the amount of yeast that they're putting in their body from the liquor, that's not going anywhere anytime soon without a considerable amount of cardio. But then also in the way that you eat at the same time.
Yeah, and what time?
Men are way worse than women
Really? Are they?
Yes. They do one of two things that women traditionally don't do.
Okay.
Either one, they eat way later than we do, or they eat and directly go to sleep.
Yeah.
Most women, they'll eat late, but they're still moving about before they actually go to sleep. So men, it sits a lot more. But men's biggest thing is what they're eating. And also, unfortunately, which I'm a mama of boys, so the very first thing I taught my boys how to do was cook.
Yeah.
So a lot of men do not know how to cook, and for that reason, they just kind of eat whatever.
They eat whatever, and they go out and order stuff. I'm going to ask an over 21 question.
Okay.
Oftentimes when we have relations, I'm talking 21 now. If you're not over 21, put your fingers in your ears, don't listen. Or you can listen too. Mom and dad go in the room, they close the door, and they say, don't you knock on this door. Come in here. You better knock before you come in here. Okay. We're having a good time. It's late. And then for whatever reasons, don't we get hungry?
Of course, your metabolism just
We burned off. So are we wrong if we go and we have a plate of food, or should we still keep it light?
You keep it light.
Okay.
Eat some fruit.
I'm asking for friends.
I mean,
Because sometimes people, because you feel the way, you be like, I'm going to cook my man a whole breakfast. You know, you do all kinds of stuff. Be like, yeah, baby, I wonder if you got some steak in there. You think y'all at the Waffle House. You cooking steak and eggs and cheese and stuff. It's 2 or 3 in the morning.
keep it light.
Keep
Eat
it light.
some fruit.
Keep it light.
Eat some fruit. First of all, you have so much fiber in fruit, which will fill you up, right? And most people don't know that.
We don't know that.
And as much as guys like to say, make sure you eat all that fruit, the pineapples and the strawberries, the same thing goes for y'all too, gentlemen.
Okay, so keep it light. We should have water. We shouldn't really be having another drink because that sets it off again. But we'll burn it off. I'm just asking for a friend because sometimes.
I mean, now if you want a little extra help to set it off, watermelon is your friend. Watermelon is a natural aphrodisiac.
Is it?
Yes.
That, and is it the same for cantaloupe and melon? Those, anything in the melon family, or just watermelon?
Just watermelon specific.
Just watermelon specific. Okay, I'm asking. And then for us gals, we should do pineapples and cranberry juices and things.
And well, cranberry juice.
Not the juice, no.
So the right version of cranberry juice and the wrong version of cranberry juice are two extremely different things, and most people don't partake.
Okay.
So even though they were like, oh, it says 100% cranberry juice or a cocktail.
Yes.
That's not.
No.
True cranberry juice.
Yes.
Is tart.
It is very tart. I've had that.
It's like going at Thanksgiving time and grabbing the little real cherries and popping in your mouth, and you're like,
it's tart. Yeah.
That's what real cranberry juice tastes like.
Is it because they don't have the sugars in there, Chef?
Correct.
That's why.
Yes.
But
so
that's better for you, the tart one.
That's what you're supposed to drink, but most people won't drink that. And they'll say, so most people buy cranberry cocktail.
Yes.
Which if you're going to do it with, that's not real, that it should be cranberry juice. Not cocktail.
And I realized too, Chef, that when you buy the real cranberry, it's not this big portion. It's usually a smaller bottle. You know, really, like it's really small in size, and you're really not drinking a large glass. It's usually like maybe a shot, like an orange juice size, because it's so the tartness.
It's very potent.
It's very potent.
So I was having a conversation, and so I taught a session at a neurodivergent conference in Louisiana a week or two ago, and one of the questions that I was asked was about protein, and so this goes hand in hand for almost everything. If you look at the protein cups, for protein powder cups that are in most protein powders, they're usually probably about the size of your palm, or maybe about as big as this microphone is, right? And or you have to add multiple scoops of protein powder inside of your drinks.
Yes.
The bigger your cup, or the more protein you have to add, the more junky or more trash is inside that protein powder.
Really?
The smaller your cup and the least amount of scoops you have to put in, the more potent and clean.
The protein.
So I say that to say it's the same thing with natural drinks.
Gotcha.
You may have to pay more, which is sad.
Yes.
For a smaller bottle and find yourself drinking less, but it's because it's true, it's natural, it's real, and it's more potent.
Yes.
And it has everything that's still in it versus these big gallons of whatever that claim to be real and they're not. So less is actually more.
Better. Okay. I'm still with the men. As a seasoned, I'm seasoned, flavored and seasoned.
Okay.
Men are aging. And they are experiencing, and they don't want to talk about it, the old ED, right, which is erectile dysfunction.
Right.
Is it driven, Chef, by, in your opinion, or what you've experienced, by the foods? Is it rest? Is it stress? What is it for them?
So more often than anything, it is the amount of stress that they're going
Really?
through. Levels of that could be internal stress over mental stress.
Okay.
Sometimes it is food, but usually it's more stress than anything. But men don't like to usually address stress or recognize stress, so they don't understand that.
Okay.
But it also is a level of what they're eating at the same time.
Come on.
High sugars, high sodium, foods that are not allowing blood flow. Those are things that will also constrict the blood going to that area in order for them to get an erection.
Yeah.
So you do still have to be mindful of your water. Beet juice is really helpful. Again, still watermelons are really helpful.
Yes.
Turmeric is still because it's an amount of inflammation.
Yes.
Black beans are really good for that as well. So like the foods that you eat, the drinks that you're drinking will affect that, but usually ED comes from medical conditions and stress.
Gotcha. These are good things to know. I wanted to talk about water.
Yes.
And this little packets, these flavored things that they put in the water because they don't like water. Well, I don't like water. So they don't want to drink it as it is. So they got to put these flavored things in it. What's with the flavors? That's not good for you, right, Chef? Or is it 50-50? Is it better to put a little of the flavoring in it because at least you're drinking the water, or should we stay away from that?
So you change the composition of water.
She's so smart. She's smart and beautiful. Go on and tell him, Chef. Help us.
When you add anything, including like a lemon or a lime, not saying that's a bad thing.
Okay.
But you do change the composition of water when you add anything to it, right? So that's the first thing. But as much as people have an argument about, water has a taste and water doesn't have a taste.
Yes.
Water has a taste, okay? Let me go on that side of the coin. So if you don't like the taste of water, let's start with trying different types of water.
Okay.
So you can figure out maybe it's the type of water you're drinking that's keeping you from drinking it in its cleanest form.
Right.
But if it's still not that, then you can add things to your water, and I would normally say start with fruits, adding fruits to your water to see if that helps.
For fusion.
For fusion. And if that still doesn't work, then we can go through things like liquid IV or LMNT. It's probably usually the only two things that
Not Crystal Light.
No. No Crystal Light, no High C.
Not Milo or whatever that's. No, the little thing you squeeze and it's a color. Looks like a colorful dye.
Pure sugar.
It looks like a colorful dye. That's what it looks like. I'm just asking for friends here. Yeah, because I'm just
because I know she doesn't do this, y'all.
I don't do it, and would have arguments because I was like, "That's not water." Yes, it is. I'm like, "No." I was like, "Okay, all right." Yeah, it's not really. It's not really.
Look, if you drink whatever, the same thing all day long.
Yeah.
Let me give you a trick. Look at your urine. Water drinking all day long, even if it's infused with fruits, is clear.
And
with a very little yellow tint and no smell. Now drink one of them added packets all day long, and you're going to be yellow to yellowy orange with a very strong smell.
Felt like you went to the bathroom at a gas station. or some CD or some club. After a couple of hours, you go to the club and have to be like, oh my God, yes.
I'm just giving you a hint.
So do you have any opinion, Chef, on there's so many different types of water,
yes.
right? There's spring, there's distilled,
yes.
there's just plain old water that comes through a filter.
There is.
And then there's alkaline. Is there any one better than the other? It's just whatever you like.
If you could just drink water, I don't care what you drink,
there you
right?
go.
But there are things that are different about water for sure. So I traditionally, when I start to get further along with clients, it's water and spring only.
Okay.
I mean, alkaline and spring only. Alkaline more so for anyone who has like GERD, heartburn, intestinal issues.
Okay.
I start to push them more towards it because what's happening is that the acid is climbing up your esophagus, and the alkaline will push that back down. So I'll send it to push them that way. Or if they're an avid runner or someone who's very heavy with exercising, I'll usually steer them more to alkaline for the pH balance. But outside of that, I tend to do spring. But if you don't drink water, drink anything. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to get into how we look, right? The foods that we eat can impact our skin, maybe, nails, hair as well. Even as we're getting older, can we still eat certain things to produce positive, good feeling of our skin and those attributes?
So as an overall blanket, yes. But then this is when I usually like to tell people, go get your blood tested.
Okay.
So you know what your blood type is.
I'm an O positive.
Okay, now. If you live in Atlanta,
yes,
there's a lady called the Vitamin Lady.
My girl, shouts out to Shauna. Hi.
Yes. I recommend all day, every day, people to her.
Yes.
She is in the Martin Luther King area, just so you're aware.
Auburn Avenue.
Yes, off Auburn Avenue, directly next to Ebenezer.
Yes.
So I think she charges now. She used to not
charge.
Does. Okay.
I mean, for the packet, and she's there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. She used to be open more before COVID.
Correct.
But she's there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Somebody was kind or smart enough, whatever. They put it on TikTok, and now the line's out the door. I went yesterday. Couldn't even get in the door. I went I went at 3. I knew everybody. Hi. I asked my question outside. Yeah, it was so busy. And she stops doing the blood test at 3 on Saturdays. Yeah.
Did not know this.
Yes, because of social media, blah, 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 because it was kind of like word of mouth. If you knew, you knew.
Right.
But somebody went in there with a stick. Had the stuff on the stick, and the thing went beep, beep, beep. So now the people come from Chicago, Alabama, DC. They catching flights to come because we are blessed here in Atlanta to have her.
Yes.
They do not have someone like this in their city.
Okay, well, shout out to the blessing.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
about.
about.
Get in and get your blood tested. Get you figured out.
So if you don't have the ability to catch flights.
Yes.
Right. Amazon sells blood tests as well.
Oh, nice.
So that's one.
Okay.
Also, at any point in time, you can get blood work taken from your doctor. You just have to ask what your blood type is. People should know this anyway, right?
You gotta ask them. As much blood as your doctor take, just on regular, they should already be knowing it, but you gotta ask.
Exactly. And then sometimes people forget, if you look at your driver's license, if you're a donor, it's on your driver's license.
It's on there too.
That part.
I'm a donor. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I revert back to saying that because, man, I forgot the question just that fast. Boy.
Hair, skin, blood, the things that we need to do to kind of keep those things going in a positive direction.
So is
it possible?
So as you get older, your blood determines some of that with your food, which a lot of people don't realize. So like, for instance, someone who is a B or B positive and they have raccoon eyes.
Ooh.
It's a possibility you're getting that because you're eating chicken and you need to stop immediately.
Ooh. Yeah.
Or because you're eating American cheese and you need to stop immediately, or certain seafoods, dry skin because of the same thing. So blood will determine some of that. But if you're not at that point, you don't care about to know about your blood, or you don't have the resources for that, but you still want to focus on these things, especially for someone who has like eczema.
Yes.
Dairy is one of the leading reasons, and the amount of mucus in your system. We are not meant as humans, first of all, to take dairy, and it affects us as Black and brown people even more with dairy. And that's part of where some of our eczema issues come from, is from dairy. So you want to be mindful of eating certain things as well, because of your skin, because of the way that your face is starting to break out, or because you're starting to get dry even downstairs for us ladies, or because you're starting to notice your hair is falling out. If your hair is falling out, it's usually because a lack of protein outside of genetics. So if you don't have enough protein in your system, and protein doesn't only come from meat, your hair follicles need that, and sometimes people are like, oh, well, I do protein pills or protein drops. Your body needs real protein to absorb, to help with also the breakage. So you want to also look at eating things from that standpoint at the same time.
There is so much information. As you were speaking, I'm thinking about the countless hours that we spend on our phone, scrolling, swiping. We can invest that amount of time in trying to find out what is the best food melody for us, right? Where are the proteins? Where are things hidden or right in our face? What can we do differently? Like, there's so much information now. There's really, the only thing that's stopping us from getting it is us.
Yes, but even with that, you still want to be very careful. It's even down to when it comes to medical conditions. We're real quick to Google this pain, this illness, this discoloration. But you have to be really careful with that as well, because a lot of the information that's out there is information that anyone can go and alter. Right? So I don't say that to discourage you from doing your research, because knowledge is power. It's so powerful in so many ways. So definitely do your research. But within doing that research, also seek guidance from a professional. Whether that's through your PC, your primary care physician, whether that's through someone who is in the medical field in any capacity, whether that's through a nutritionist, a dietitian, some trainers within reason. You got to be careful with that. You really want to still ask a lot of questions, even outside of your research, just to make sure that the information that you're finding is correct, because a lot of it's not always
She's
correct.
Squinting as she's saying that. That's like, Michelle, be careful. That's the be careful eye. You're booked, busy, and beautiful, smart, and talented, etc., etc., etc. What are all the things that you have going on now? What's going on? What's going on with you now? What's happening? What's happening? Stuff happening.
So right now, I am getting back in my groove. I had a very hard pause for the last 2 months. Again, just because of something that I went through. But prior to, and when I'm going back to, God willing, I'm a chef as well. So I have the pleasures of cooking, teaching, and speaking literally around the world.
Isn't that a nice problem?
It is an amazing problem for me, because I love to travel. So I've had the pleasures of being one of the resident chefs for Morris Brown College for the last couple of years. Shout out to my MBC family. I have one of the largest cold pressed juice classes in the state of Georgia under the Home Depot backyard. Shout out to my family over there. I used to teach a cooking class monthly with Walmart Health in 2 different states. Excuse me. I've had the pleasures of cooking for amazing people such as Kirk Franklin, Chrisette Michelle, Gosh, a lot of really Nick Cannon.
No!
Yeah, so I've had the pleasures of doing that,
Good
but
for
I think
you.
the part that I love the most is when I get to get booked in other cities, other states, and other countries. That's probably the most fun because people allow me just to be me. So we'll have conversations about what they like and dislike, and we create menus together.
Nice.
And I get to just be me, which
Nice.
is really fun instead of someone dictating what they want from me.
Nice.
And then it's also really fun because I get to speak on a lot of really neat platforms. So I get to speak about health and wellness, about time management with large corporations,
Yes.
and on people's platforms, such as, like I said, the Neurodivergent conference that I just passed. And I really love what I do.
You're busy.
I love it a lot.
Busy.
Yeah.
So because you live here as well as Colombia, is that a challenge for you to provide services or opportunities for your clients?
No. So I really don't tell people that I live out of the country unless I'm in front of them.
The tea has been spilled.
It's
been
okay.
poured today.
But I'm very strategic about that.
Okay, now.
Because what happens is someone's like, oh, she doesn't live here anymore. Oh, she's not going to come. She's not going to do it. She's going to charge me so much.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I don't really tell a lot of people that. I just add all of my locations in my social media handles. So most people are under the assumption that I still live in Atlanta, but I haven't lived in Atlanta since last year. And then, but it's not complicated for most of the time.
Okay.
So I'm also very strategic about when I go home to Colombia as well. So I have stretches of time. So I've been back in the States since June, and I'll go back in September.
Nice.
So unless a really great booking comes up, I am strategic about not taking anything for the entire month of September unless someone reaches out me to directly and it just seems worth my while, then I'll come back.
Okie dokie. You got it all mapped out. How can the people find you? Like, how can they find you, connect with you if they have questions, if they want to follow you, or social media, or website, all the things? Tell the people.
So it's fairly easy to find me. I am under Leigh, Leigh, Plain and Simple, because I am Leigh Plain and Simple, on all social media platforms. Or you can also find me at ASO Lifestyle. So that's ASOH lifestyle.com, and that stands for A Spoonful of Health lifestyle.com is where you can find me, my books, my candles. Book me for anything.
She makes candles too.
I do. I have intentional candles.
She's awesome. Yeah. This was cute.
Thank you.
I had a good time.
I did too.
I learned a lot. I did, because I told you I was going to ask the questions. This was very good. This was good.
I'm glad. Anyone, again, yes, I have to provide a living for myself, but if you have questions, ask.
Yes.
I can either tell you, hey, book a consultation, or just give you the answer. 9
Right.
times out of 10, I'm going to give you the
She's
answer.
going to give you the answer because she's such a nice person. Chef Leigh, this was cute. This was nice. I wish you nothing but continued success in everything that you do. You're stuck with me forever and ever. So this is just the beginning of more great things to come. Listen, that's my time. This is my time. I had a good time today. This was good. So I needed, because I cleaned out my refrigerator. I'm going to go to the market and buy all the right things. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. Listen, you know where to reach me, Real Chicks Rock. I am everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Go to the website, realchicksrock.com. Subscribe. Boop. Make sure you go and cop the tee. You didn't cop a tee for the t-shirt for the summer? You should have had those arms out in the t-shirt. Promoting the brand. Come on, what's going on? Listen, go to the YouTube channel, Real Chicks Rock. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Bing. So you never miss an episode. I got to leave you with this. This is my friend here from Long Island. Listen, she knows. Growing up in New York, we listened to Frankie Crocker on 107.5 .5 WBLS, and he would end his show. He would say this: may you live to be 100, and I would be 100 minus a day, so I would not know that beautiful people like you had passed away. Until next time, take care, be well, and continue to rock on. The show's dedicated to Jonathan James. May you rest in peace.
Bye.
All right. Thank you for checking out Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next show.